welcome to the show, Squeal Like a Pig. Squeal Like a Pig is an outdoor show dedicated to fun, ethical shooting, hunting, outdoors, and eliminating wild hogs. Where you find the content informative and entertaining. Our show airs on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. I'm your host, Cornhole, and joined tonight once again by Mountain Man and a special guest. Who we got there?
This is Mountain Child.
Mountain Child, that's what I'm talking about.
This is Gabe.
Gabe, what's up, man?
Nothing much.
Good deal, good deal. Before we get started, we're going to always mention our unofficial sponsors are also known as the brands we like today. And I am drinking a cold Keystone Light out of my Alabama koozie.
Yeah.
You got the Mountain Jam going on over there?
No, I actually have dieting tonight. I'm on the soda water.
Oh, my goodness. There we go. Well, great. Also want to recognize ATN, thermal and night vision optics that we're big fans of, Aero Precision Rifles, Puskas Firearm Innovations, down old Willie, down at old PFI there in Richmond Hill, Browning Silencer Co., OSS suppressors, and Spy Point cameras. Who else you got?
I was going to say this guy right here is a major fan of ATNs.
Yeah, he is.
Mountain Jam, of course. You know, Southbound. That's a really good beer if you ever want to try one. It's a really smooth beer. But Black Rifle Coffee Company, we really like that coffee. Like the company. Yep. Nine Line Apparel.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with that. And what do we hunt with? What type of rifles do we hunt with?
I hunt with the 350 Legend Savage.
Savage, yeah.
Very good. Like the Savage.
I'm gonna rep the Savage just because that's what we hunt with.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff. So we got a new section in the show tonight. We call it CVS. It's comments, views, and shares. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the show and see what kind of traction we're getting. And so first, I want to say that we've gotten 2 comments. One was from our first show, and it was the word vomit.wtf. So I'm not going to take that personal, but I'm just going to let that person be them. The second one was from our good friend Notorious PIG from Squeal Team 6. He commented on the baiting episode, and he indicated that Cornhole was a master baiter. we're just going to let him have some fun with that. That was pretty good. But I do want to highlight this. Our videos, we've got episode 1 and episode 3 that are almost at 30 views. And then the one down, one to go is about 25 views. So
that's also known as the Leaning Tower of Porksa.
Yeah, the pig that falls over. You gotta wait for it, right? He's coming. Yeah. So, but yeah, we just we hope everybody would share the show, like, comment. We want to know your ideas for other episodes. We've got a whole stack of stuff kind of lined up, things that we think are relevant and hopefully somewhat entertaining. You got any shout outs tonight?
Who you want to shout out to?
I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to give that closing shout out to my brother who got married this past weekend. And I was It was good stuff. Probably one of the funnest weddings I've ever been a part of in any way, attended or whatever. I just happened to be in it. But it was just a ton of fun. Maybe it's because I'm older and I know how to enjoy them a lot better than I used to. But it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed that. And some of his guys, his crew, I think, going to come down for the pig hunt on the 14th, 15th, and 16th. So nice. We'll have some fresh meat, some rookies out there. We'll give them some hog killing names, I think, before the weekend's over and done with, some nicknames. And that's about all I got. You have anything else going on this past week that you want to share?
Man, we've been playing a lot of baseball. Gabe's Gabe's little league. We're coming down to the final stretch, and playoffs are coming. So we've been putting a lot of time in, huh?
Yeah.
This guy's a good pitcher.
Yeah.
He's got them there. I told you, he's got them cool nerves where he doesn't get buck fever.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that on the pitcher's mound either. It's just strange. He doesn't get nervous.
Man, you can't beat that with a stick. That's awesome. That's good stuff. Good stuff. So what are we talking about tonight?
We're gonna tell a story about one of the weekends that we hunted with you guys, and it turned out to be a pretty successful weekend. So
yeah. So why don't you set the stage for that hunt and that weekend? Tell us a little bit more about what went on for that weekend.
Okay. Well, you guys were coming down you were bringing down how many guys came down? 4, I believe. I think you had 4 with you, 4 or 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
We went out there all week preparing for the hunt and getting every stand baited up and things like that. And then you told us that you were going to let Gabe use that thermal, and man, you should have seen he had that perma-grin on his face all week long.
That's awesome.
Didn't you? Just like that right there. So he was so excited about it. And we got there, we got everybody. I had to take it had rained a ton, so I had to take Big Nasty to put a lot of guys in the stands because it was just a mess. And getting to the stands, I had to deliver about 5 guys to their stands, and we got into the stand just before dark, didn't we?
I think at like 7:30 or something.
Yeah, it was right before dark, and it actually turned out pretty good because you had a guy that was coming in late. He wasn't going to make it in time. We drove past that stand to get to ours, and Gabe turned to the right and he saw a hog, and he's like, "There's a pig!" So we hit reverse, went and parked.
Right.
Texted, he said, "Hey, where's the guy at? Because there's pigs here now." And you said, "Get in the stand, man." So
yeah,
that's what we did, and that's setting it up right there.
Yeah. So I remember I was getting pictures on my Spy Point camera telling me that when the pigs were kind of coming in and out, and I think I texted you and said, "Hey, dude, there's pigs there," or something about the time you guys saw them, and then you guys end up going back there. And how much longer do you think you waited before the pigs started coming out? It wasn't long, was it?
So that was
about 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was about 7:30. We backed up. We snuck into that stand, got settled in, and it was about 8:30. So about 40. By the time we got into it, about 45 minutes sitting there. We had been, we neither one of us. I mean, I had used your thermal just looking through it and stuff before, but and I actually did use it that one night before.
Yeah.
A few months before that, but we were just kind of looking at things, and you can see everything. It's so cool. We were looking at mice bouncing around, and there was raccoons. Of course, there's always raccoons.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did we see? We saw an armadillo and a possum, and then I just happened to take the rifle and look, and I saw like just this train at the very, how that stand you can look 150 yards to the very back end, and I saw this train of heat signatures coming down through the woods to the end. I could see them back in the trees, and I knew they were pigs. So I said, Gabe, pigs, and I handed him the rifle, and so they started running down toward us, and I was like, wait till they get close, and so he saw it was a female. It was a sow with probably 10 or 12, and they weren't babies. They were probably 30 pounders, 25, 30 pounders, and the kind you can fit all the way in the grill, and still have plenty of meat on them.
Yeah.
So we waited for them to get down there. I hit the green light, and Mom spooked, and she ran off, and Piglets just kind of ran around in circles for about 20 seconds, and then they just started to settle down.
Right.
So, at that point, coaching him to wait. What we were trying to do is we were trying to line them up to where, because they were little, we were waiting for two to get in front of, one in front of the other so we could take out a few. And so we waited, we counted down. Gabe said he was ready. We counted down 3, 2, 1. And we both shot. And man, we were in.
I didn't get the shoot because my safety was on. Remember?
That's right.
Bumped on.
That's right. You're right. So you helped with the story.
Yeah. So my
So
dad
he it's that safety that your gun, you push the safety with your thumb all the way around.
Yeah.
And he when he pushed it on, he didn't push it far enough. So it didn't.
And it
flicked back, and he heard the sound, so he thought it had clicked. So I shot a double. I waited for him to line up. I shot 2. They both hit the ground. He tried to shoot and he couldn't. They ran off. 20 seconds later, they came back again.
Like, ooh, more food.
Yeah. So at that point, I was trying to get him lined up, and man, so let me just explain that it's a box stand. So it's made out. It's 4x4s, plywood, and it's got a tin roof on top to keep the rain off of you. Open on all sides, halfway up, and it's just big enough for 2 people to fit in. And so I put my rifle up, but I wanted him to shoot first, and he shot. And son, with that, that rifle set up for a can to be put on it, so it pushes all the, the whatever you call it, the all the gas comes out, the backwards, and it liked to shatter my ears, man. It was so loud in that box that I could not even shoot. I literally let my rifle set in my lap, and I just started coaching him from here. Because he shot the first shot he shot, one dropped, and at that point I just had to plug my ears because, man, it was deafening.
Yeah.
And painful, actually painful. I didn't have ear pro on. He did, because I wanted to be able to hear. I'm hard of hearing anyways, and there's too much. With the ones I had, there was too much. You could hear every, like, the wind, and there was feedback, and
right.
So I don't typically hunt with ear pro, because it's mostly deer hunting one shot or whatever. Right. So he had ear pro on, so he's fine. I'm plugging my ears and I'm trying to, just talk to him. At this point, I couldn't even see what's going on downrange. He shot one. They took off. One ran back up, stuck his nose to the ground.
Started sniffing him.
So you start telling the rest of it.
So I shot the hog. Of course, he dropped. Another hog came up, started sniffing his dead body. I shot him right in the neck. He started squealing all over the place, so I shot him again. And he kept moving, so I shot him again. And he kept moving, so I shot him again.
No, you only shot him twice.
No, I shot him. I think I hit one of them, and then I shot 3 times.
So then they started running everywhere, and then he just started unloading, and I couldn't see anything that was going on. I heard them. They would squeal when he hit. He hit 3, 4 of them probably.
Yeah. So how many confirmed kills did you have at this point in time?
5.
4.
You had 4?
4. No, the other one was at the other stand.
Oh, yeah.
4 confirmed kills. We found blood, but we couldn't. They don't bleed, man. Unless you really get them somewhere that's. They just don't. They just the fat around them closes up the wounds, and so we wait. They came back 3 times. And we knew we had to get out of there because we wanted to give it time and clear out, because you already had one of your guests coming there, so we needed to get out there. We wanted to give it an hour and a half before he got there. We got out. We went and retrieved those. I quickly looked around. I trailed into the woods some blood, and it quit bleeding 5 yards in. So we picked up our 4 30-pound pigs, put them in the truck, went on to our stand. We weren't there. 20
15
minutes,
minutes.
15 or 20 minutes, huh?
Yeah.
And a whole sounder.
I thought it was a bachelor group, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was it's a bachelor group, but still, it's a sounder. There was so from what we could tell, they were all boars, but they came in from the right. 4 of them came in from the right, and we're waiting and waiting because you could hear them coming. We were down in the swamp. You could hear them splashing in the water. Next thing you know, we heard 3 or 4 or 5 more coming from the left, and then some coming from behind us. It was like we had a bait hole there, and they all decided they were all coming at once, and they were probably just all milling around, laying down, and
Right.
so we're sitting in the stand. It's not a great stand to have 2 people in, by the way. It's that bar only holds about the weight of 1 gun. That thing was dropping, and we had to keep adjusting it as they're trying to come in. I'm trying to be as quiet as I can. I'm wedging things in the gun rest. The next thing you know, Gabe's got the thermal, so he's like play by play telling me what's coming, and I can't see nothing because it's pitch black, It was pitch black, and he's whispering to me, "Oh my gosh, there's 1, no, there's 2, no, there's 4, no, there's 6." So I'm like, he's like, "I'm gonna shoot 1 now." I said, "No, wait, let me get a shot too." So I hit the green light, and for whatever reason, I think we were talking about this before, and I think it was you. I think you said maybe turn the light on up high and then lower it down onto them, because it must be because they don't spook from the green light, so to speak, but it does cast a shadow, and that there's something that changes in their they don't see that spectrum really well, but something changed. And I mean, when I hit that green light, all I saw was a pile of hogs, all of them head down in that hole. I mean, 6 or 7 of them at least, all 60 to 140, 150 pounds, all in there, and they just scattered. We didn't even get a shot. So they all ran off. Next thing you know, one pokes his head out. Gabe puts his rifle up, and that gun rest was not high enough for where he was trying to shoot, so he had to shoot offhand with that gun, and he wasn't used to it. And he said, "I'm gonna take a headshot." I said, "Go ahead." So he shot 1. We thought he hit it. Again, we couldn't find it. But a minute later?
I'd say 20 seconds later, you just see a hog come running through the swamp.
A hog went running through, and I pulled up and just shot him in the head. It was a lucky shot. He was on the dead run, and I just followed him and led him and just shot when I had an opening. And
shot him with thermal.
No, I shot him with his 350 Legend with the green light.
Gotcha. So you guys ended up with 5 pigs.
5 pigs.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good night. If we would have stayed a little longer, they came back. We would end up with a lot more. But we had 5, and I had to clean them. So
yeah.
We stayed in the stand until probably 11:30 or 12, and he was getting tired. That's a bad stand to get sleepy on, and there's not a lot of. It's not a great one to
sleep.
You can really get comfortable in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when the pigs get there, that's 42. When the pigs get there, they're on top of you. Like you really don't have
5 yards, man.
You don't have a lot of wiggle room.
No. Great bow stand though for pigs. Would definitely be a great bow stand for pigs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the one you were in initially that night was 41, right? The old double food plot stand.
Double food plot 40. That's the most reliable, I think, out there as far as getting a good shot at a pig.
Yeah. So. It's definitely been spot on this year because you guys killed a bunch out of there. Not only on that hunt that you were talking about, but on a couple others. And then I've sent other members over there. I got a camera over there, and I get that intel. I send people over there on a regular basis.
Another guy in our club, Mike, he hunts there all the time out of deer season, and he shoots them year round there. So it's a good stand. It's Gabe's favorite stand, isn't it? Is that your favorite? That's Gabe's favorite stand.
Well, it's probably one of the most comfortable too. You don't have to get way off the ground.
and you can get into the stand without them ever seeing you because we've cut a side path into it. That was
right.
That was smart.
They can totally be in the plot, and then you can come kind of walking in. They don't even know you're getting in it. And you can get in pretty quiet because it's a little little ground blind kind of thing just off the ground.
Yeah, it's 4x4s, a foot off the ground, you know, and it's got camouflage netting all the way around it. And you walk in from the back side. They don't. There's one little window that if you don't approach it that last 3 feet slowly, they could bust you if you were being careless. But other than that, it's a great approach. And yeah, it was. I think he ended up going through probably 15 rounds when it was all said and done. And man, he hasn't let me live it down since. When we get in the thermal.
Right. Yeah. No, that's good stuff, man. And then I remember because I was in the interior of the club, and you guys were just shooting like crazy, and they kept saying, "Yeah, that's Mountain Man and Mountain Child over there killing them," and I was like, "Well, I didn't give him any extra magazines, so I hope you don't run out of ammunition." Yeah. So good thing you had a 30-round mag, otherwise you'd have been hurting pretty quickly.
Yeah. So what you think about a thermal, Gabe?
When are we gonna get one?
I don't know, but tell them what you think about it.
I think it's nice.
Yeah.
Like, what kill hogs with it?
Why is it nice? What's the advantage?
You can see everything.
You can see it
in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like what do you call it? It's like if you held a glow stick up to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's nice.
You can even see them in the woods, can't you? Like you saw that when we were on 42, you saw them walking through the swamp out there.
Yeah, and he was just kind of looking at us.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that movie Predator. You know, he could look through those visions, and he could just see. He could just change what he wanted to what he wanted.
Yeah.
In this case, it's only just thermal, not night vision, not thermal, not other stuff. But I mean, it's pretty cool, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
it. I just, I think that's just an awesome story, and we don't always get them like that where we get so many, and you guys seem to all make all the right moves. Like you said, if you'd have came back, you probably would have killed more. They came back to that stand later.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just an epic hunt. What do you think about just the time of night you guys got out, and you guys went in before dark, right? Is that a typical thing you guys do?
It just depends. I mean, I like to get there before dark myself. I like to get in there and get settled in. But if we have intel and know that they're not there till 3 a.m., I'm not going to go sit in there at 7 o'clock and waste that many hours of time. If it's like patterned and they're not most of that's very few of them. There's certain hogs that if you're targeting one hog, they only come in at a certain time, like clockwork. But on your cameras too, most of the time it's a sounder comes in at 9:30 or 12:30, and then they'll be there for an hour or two, and then they'll leave, and then another sounder will come in at 3 o'clock and check it, and then another one will come in at 4:30. So I like getting in before dark. I like mostly because I like nature. I like the woods, and I like how everything just starts to calm down and just wind down, and you get to hear all of the birds start to settle in, and they eventually hush up, and then the night birds and all the other animals, they start to wake up, and the sun going down. It's just all that's nice. Of course, what comes with the sundown in southern Georgia is mosquitoes, but thank God for thermals.
Right.
We wouldn't be hunting out there, man, without them.
Yeah, we didn't have the thermocelles. We'd be toast because we had the pigs would smell it. And,
thermocell. I said thermals, but thank goodness for the thermocelles.
Yeah. So another thing I just thought about, our trapping episode got a lot of views in a short amount of time. So I thought that was pretty impressive, pretty cool that people had a lot of interest in the trapping side of the pigs.
Yeah.
What does that look like? So that was
great management tool. I mean, it really is. I got a couple of questions for Gabe.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite? So I asked him, I guess probably about a month ago, what do you like hunting better, deer or hogs? What was your answer?
Hogs.
Speak up.
Hogs.
Why?
Because you can kill them any time of the day.
Right. I agree with you, Gabe. I mean, that's the deal for me. I mean, I've been a deer hunter all my life. I've pig hunted before, but ever since I got in this club a couple years ago, it's my passion, man. I just love getting after these little rascals. I mean, Mountain Man, I've been sending you pictures over the last week.
Yeah.
Pigs coming out. It's like every day in certain spots, and we're ready to get after them things. And we're coming down in less than 2 weeks. So hopefully this will all turn into another 5 hog killing night or a couple of nights.
Yeah, that'd be great. Hope we don't get a monsoon again.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, we got a ton of rain up here in North Georgia over the last couple of days. Y'all get much down there?
No, we got a little bit today, real quick, but we're supposed to have some thunderstorms tomorrow.
Okay, gotcha.
That y'all didn't hunt that second night, man. Y'all would have gotten
we got annihilated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week's show is supposed to be Doug and Troy from the God and Guns podcast, who we took out there. Was a week ago now? 2 weeks ago now, almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We took them out there, and Troy from the God and Guns podcast killed his first pigs ever. He killed 2, a group of 3. We've actually linked his kill video on our YouTube channel so people could see that.
Nice.
Pretty awesome thing. He uses a Pulsar Thermion, which is a fantastic thermal scope. I'm a big fan of ATN and the price point I get with it, and I don't have any problems with them. And they're a good business to do business with. I mean, I do referrals on them. I've bought probably 4 scopes directly from them. And then I bought another one from a buddy of mine, a clip-on night vision. So I got 5 of their scopes, and I've got 5 guns essentially rigged up for pig hunting at night. And I love it, man. I wouldn't change anything about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we really like your scope too. I'm gonna definitely end up with one, I'm sure. He's not gonna let me not.
Right. And then so if we don't get Troy and Doug next week, and next week's gonna be our first live show. So next Tuesday night, 9 p.m., we will be live for the first time ever. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we don't forget what we're doing, and we can continue to communicate about these pigs and what we're doing with them. If we don't have Doug and Troy on, we're going to do either naming your hogs, or we're going to do thermal versus night vision versus green lights, and kind of tell people the shortcomings, longcomings of what that looks like, depending on what you go. Talk about price, talk about getting multiple shots, things of that nature, and then the naming the hogs. We'll have a plethora of pictures that we'll share with the audience, and some that have been harvested, some famous ones such as Tripod and Oreo, and then some ones that we haven't gotten, the Governor, Louis Anderson, Goliath. There's several that are still out there. M1 Abrams. There's some big old pigs. I saw one on the camera the other day. I think it's a sow. She's got kind of it almost looks like a camo pattern, but she's like Dalmatian black and white.
Yeah,
I've seen her. I've named her Cruella DeVille.
Yeah. We've seen her having a big sow speckled like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't Mountain Child name one? What do you call her? Country Girl or something?
Cowgirl.
That's right. She's wearing boots.
Yeah, she got brown. She's black. She's got a couple of brown spots on her, but all 4 of her legs got brown on the bottom half. So
that's hilarious.
She got boots on, so he named her Cowgirl.
Yeah, but we'll get into that, and then we're gonna have I think Matt Nobles to tell the story of Tripod and how he got that and what happened there, and then we'll get some of the Squeal Team 6 guys to get on here and talk about the legitimacy of their group, or if it's just legendary and just a bunch of old wives' tales that are going around. So
yeah,
we got some good content coming up. You got any closing thoughts on tonight's show?
Well, yeah. Before we close, I wanted to ask Gabe how many of those hogs that we've shot tasted bad.
None.
Tell them what you think about wild pig meat.
I think it's delicious. I mean, sausage. My dad made sausage, which is nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we know your dad's going to clean everything and take it back and prep it, and that's the way to do it right there. And we're gonna have an episode on that, on the preparation of the meat, and your dad's gonna run the show on that one. I'm just gonna kind of sit there and
you're gonna film some stuff for me too.
Moderate and ask questions
while I'm doing it.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna become a photographer.
Okay. I mean, I already am for my sisters.
Yeah.
But.
Well, hey, I'm hearing thunder outside, so I'm afraid we probably ought to wrap so we don't lose power and have to re-record this. So, man, that was an awesome story. Five pigs in one night. You and your son out there together, making all the right moves. You know, show up in one place, get 4, go to another place, pick up another one, blast through 15 rounds of ammunition. That's just almost unheard of sometimes.
Yeah, and I would say that, you know, I think part of that success was because, you know, the 42 is not very far away from 41, probably 400 or 500 yards. So with all that noise, they were already on alert. But we're very adamant, aren't we, about descenting?
Yes.
So like we have a whole ritual at home. We use, you know, no scent, you know, so scent away is what we use. That's a brand I really like. That's the Scent-A-Way. I get the biggest one they have of that green Scent-A-Way soap.
Yeah.
We wash really good before we go in the woods, and then when we went into the first stand, what did I do?
What you mean? Oh, sprayed us all down.
I spray us both all down really well before we get in the stand. When we got back to the truck again, we went to the next spot. I sprayed us down again. I think that does contribute to success, especially after we'd already unloaded so many rounds and only moved. What do you think, Andy? 400 or 500?
Probably.
Yards, not very far at all. And got in there, and they were already on alert because it was coming in. They were coming in really slow. He said they kept looking at the stand. We were sitting really still. I couldn't see because he had the thermal, but he said he's looking at us. It's looking at us. But, you know, it's part of that success is, you know, be mindful of your scent, because they are amazing with that nose.
Oh, no doubt.
And if their nose tells them something, they will not. It doesn't matter what you have there. Even your amazing magical, you know, secret formula bait. If they smell you, it's going to override that.
I don't know. That concoction is pretty potent.
It is.
They may run off, but I guarantee they're coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Well, I guess we'll call it a show tonight, and next week we'll hopefully have Doug and Troy on from God and Guns, and if not, maybe we'll have one up, or we'll go to Naming Your Hogs or Thermal versus Night Vision versus Green Lights, and we'll get that content going. And then we're live next week, and then that next weekend is the next big pig hunt that we're having down at the club. So I think I've got 7 stands reserved already. So you see any more in there you want to jump on. I don't think I got 45 or 49, but I think I got dang near everything in between.
Yeah.
40, 35, 46, or 35, 5, 36, 37, 40, 39, 41, 42. So
we might hunt our secret spot. We'll see, or maybe 45. I'll hook up a stand somewhere.
Yeah, I was going to say that's one of the objectives. I'm gonna put somebody in secret spot. We'll put somebody out there that hadn't got any, and then we'll hunt some of the other spots that maybe, you know, we don't get as many pigs on. Right now, though, you know, 35's hitting pretty good. 46 is starting to really hit good, or 35.5. 36. You saw on camera this morning. I mean,
man, that would have been a good place to be this morning. There was what 10 or so.
Yeah, there's about 10 of them, and they're all 120, 130 pounds.
Nice. That was a nice salmon right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been a bunch of pork to eat, and then like 41. We'll make sure somebody gets some 41, but we've got basically the marsh blocked off for that weekend, and so hopefully it just be us out there and the guests that I got coming down, and hopefully we can get them on some pigs.
Yep. So Gabe, green light's the best, right? The best way to hunt a hog?
I don't know. It just depends on what you like the best.
What did you pick, a green light or a thermal?
Thermal, of course. What type of question is that?
Right. Yeah, we'll have that debate. I mean, there's some guys in the club that won't give up their green lights for nothing, or the 30-06s, and I get it. But
I don't know any of them guys.
Yeah, right. We'll have an equipment show too, where you'll bring your gun out and let everybody see your scope mounts. That's quite the interesting thing. We can get that right up close on the camera.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we do like his 350 Legend. I actually would prefer to hunt with that over my rifle.
Yeah.
That rifle.
Okay. All right. Well, good deal. We all have a great week, and let's get some bait out there, get them feeders back full of corn, and I'll be sending you intel. Let me know if you're going to go out one morning. I'll make sure you know where to go. I would probably hit 36 or 46.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get some meat in the morning, those ones are hitting pretty good. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
All righty.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, everybody. Later.
See y'all.